My name is Olivia. Growing up in a suburban house that always felt too small for the egos inside it, I learned early on that family isn't always about blood. It's about who shows up when it counts. My younger brother, Jake, was the golden child, the one my parents, Karen and Mike, poured all their attention into like he was some kind of investment portfolio. Jake was athletic, charismatic, and utterly spoiled rotten. Me. I was the responsible one, the straight-A student who worked 2 jobs through college to avoid burdening them. But no matter what I achieved, it paled next to Jake's latest touchdown or school award. Our parents' favoritism wasn't subtle. It was a glaring spotlight that left me in the shadows. Fast forward to last year, when I got engaged to Alex, the kindest man I've ever met. Alex is a software engineer with a quiet strength that balances my fiery personality perfectly. We met at a coffee shop where I spilled my latte all over his laptop. Romantic, right? From that clumsy start, we built something real. Planning our wedding was a dream, or at least it should have been. We chose a beautiful venue in the countryside, with rolling hills and a historic barn that screamed fairy tale romance. I poured my heart into every detail: the wildflower bouquets, the string quartet playing our favorite songs, the menu featuring Alex's grandmother's secret lasagna recipe. My parents seemed excited at first. Karen helped pick my dress, gushing about how I'd be the most beautiful bride. Mike promised to walk me down the aisle, his eyes misty as he talked about giving away his little girl. But then Jake's senior year football season hit its peak. He was the star quarterback for his high school team, and whispers of college scholarships buzzed around him like flies on honey. The championship game was scheduled for the same Saturday as my wedding. At first, I laughed it off when Jake mentioned it casually over dinner. "No big deal, sis," he said with that smug grin. "Mom and Dad can just skip the pregame stuff and make it to your thing." But deep down, a knot twisted in my stomach. I knew my family better than that. Weeks before the big day, the cracks started showing. Karen began hedging about the rehearsal dinner, muttering about traffic and how the game was just a short drive away. Mike avoided my calls, claiming work stress. Then, 2 days before the wedding, they dropped the bomb. We were at their house for what was supposed to be a final family toast. Jake sauntered in wearing his jersey, beaming about some scout who'd be at the game. That's when Karen pulled me aside. "Olivia, honey, we love you, but Jake's future is on the line here. This game could change everything for him. We'll be at the reception, promise. It's not like we're missing the whole wedding." I stood there, stunned, my champagne flute trembling in my hand. "The reception? Mom, the ceremony is the heart of it. Dad's supposed to walk me down the aisle." Mike chimed in from the couch, not even looking up from his phone. "Come on, Liv. Be reasonable. It's one game. Jake's worked so hard." Jake just shrugged, like it was no skin off his back. "Yeah, sis, don't be dramatic. Weddings are boring anyway." Alex squeezed my hand under the table, his jaw tight, but I held it together. Barely. That night, driving home, tears blurred the road as I vented to Alex. They've always chosen him. Always. But this is my wedding. The day arrived under a perfect blue sky, mocking my inner storm. I walked down the aisle alone, my uncle stepping in last minute to give me away. Our friends and Alex's family filled the seats, their smiles warm but pitying. The vows were beautiful. Alex's voice cracked as he promised to always put me first. But every glance at the empty spots where my parents should have been felt like a punch. Jake's game. They live-streamed it on their phones during the drive, I later learned. They arrived midway through the reception, flushed and cheering about Jake's epic win. Karen hugged me, reeking of stadium hot dogs. "You looked stunning, sweetie. Sorry we missed the mushy parts." Mike clapped Alex on the back. "Great party, son. Jake threw for 300 yards, can you believe it?" I smiled through gritted teeth, but inside rage simmered. That night, in our honeymoon suite, Alex held me as I sobbed. "They stole my day," I whispered. "But I'm done being the doormat." Alex nodded, his eyes fierce. "Whatever you need, babe. Let's make them regret it." The revenge brewed slowly, like a fine wine, or poison, depending on your perspective. First, I played nice. Posted wedding photos on social media, tagging my parents with captions like "grateful for family who showed up." The comments rolled in, friends expressing shock, relatives asking why Karen and Mike weren't in the ceremony shots. I didn't respond, letting the questions fester. Jake, ever the idiot, posted his own pics from the game, captioning one with, "Family priorities. Thanks Mom and Dad for the support. #champions. He even included a blurry shot of them in the stands, timestamped during my vows. That's when I dug deeper. I'd always suspected something off about my parents' marriage, whispered arguments, Mike's late nights at the office. With Alex's tech skills, we started piecing things together. He helped me access old family emails, with permission from my side, of course. Nothing illegal, just forgotten shared accounts. What we found was a goldmine of betrayal. Turns out, Mike had been having an affair with his secretary, Lisa, for years. Emails dating back to my high school days, full of steamy messages and plans for secret getaways. Karen knew, or at least suspected, and had been covering it up to keep the family together. But the real kicker, Jake knew too. There were messages where he blackmailed Mike for extra allowance money, threatening to tell Karen if he didn't get new cleats or whatever toy he wanted. My blood boiled. All those years of favoritism, it wasn't just blind love, it was guilt and manipulation. Jake had been playing puppeteer, using Dad's secret to get whatever he desired. And my wedding, just another casualty in their dysfunctional web. I planned the reveal meticulously. Our family had a big annual reunion at my aunt's lake house, a tradition where everyone gathered for barbecues, stories, and forced bonding. This year, it fell 2 months after the wedding. I RSVP'd yes, bringing Alex and a USB drive loaded with evidence. The day was sunny, laughter echoing off the water as relatives mingled. Jake strutted around in his Letterman jacket, regaling everyone with tales of his football glory. Karen and Mike played the perfect couple, toasting to family first. During the group photo session, I asked for a moment to share a special wedding slideshow. Everyone gathered around the projector I'd set up. It started innocently. Pics of Alex and me, the venue, our friends. Then, seamlessly, it transitioned. Screenshots of Mike's emails flashed up, redacted just enough to blur explicit parts, but clear on the infidelity. Jake's blackmail texts followed, with timestamps linking to key family events, including my wedding day. The final slide? A split screen, my empty aisle on one side, their stadium cheers on the other. Caption: When family chooses secrets over love. The room exploded. Aunt Clara gasped. Uncle Ben swore under his breath. Cousins whispered furiously. Karen turned ghostly white, staring at Mike. You bastard!" she screamed, slapping him hard enough to echo. Mike stammered denials, but the evidence was ironclad. Jake tried to laugh it off. "It's fake, guys. Olivia's just jealous." But no one bought it. Relatives bombarded them with questions. "How could you skip her wedding for this? You've been lying to us all." I stood there, calm as a cucumber. "I didn't want to air dirty laundry," I said softly, but after they stole my spotlight for Jake's game, I figured it was time for truth. Family should be about honesty, right? Alex squeezed my hand, proud. The fallout was swift and savage. Karen filed for divorce the next week, citing the affair. The proceedings unearthed more. Mike had siphoned family savings for his mistress's gifts. Karen got the house, half the assets, and custody of Jake, though at 18 he was on his own. But the shame, that was the real revenge. Word spread like wildfire through our extended family and their social circles. Church friends shunned them, neighbors gossiped. Jake's scholarship offers dried up when coaches heard about his character issues. Turns out, blackmail doesn't look good on a resume. He ended up at a community college, flipping burgers to pay tuition. Mike moved into a dingy apartment, alone and broke. Last I heard, Lisa dumped him too. Karen tried to apologize, sobbing on my voicemail about how she'd been blind to the favoritism. I forgave her, sort of. We talk occasionally, but boundaries are firm. Jake, he blocked me everywhere, but I don't care. My life with Alex is thriving. We just bought our first home, and whispers of a baby on the way fill our days with joy. Looking back, that wedding snub was the catalyst I needed to break free from their toxic grip. Revenge isn't always sweet, but in this case, it tasted like justice. If you're reading this on Reddit, remember, sometimes the spotlight you steal burns you in the end.